John White with HCEC-TV with another edition of HCS Spotlight. Today we're at Central Hardin High School with this group of young folks here, and we are going to be talking to them about their most recent competition in the Governor's Cup regional competition that happened this past weekend. So with me is April York, and I'll let her continue to introduce herself, and then each one of these will introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm April York. I'm one of the coaches of the Central Hardin academic team, along with Charles Pearsall and Bill Newsom. And we have with us today some of the leaders of our team, some of our seniors, and one of our leading players, and one of the leaders of our FPS team as well.
Hello, I'm Sophia Stover. I'm a senior on the Central Hardin High School academic team, and I participate in the written assessment and quick recall portions of academic team.
Hi, I'm Zach Townsend. I'm a senior at Central Hardin, and I also do written assessment and quick recall, and my subject-specific areas are social studies and math.
I'm Lindy Barnes. I'm a junior on the Central Hardin academic team, and I specialize in language arts, and then my secondary subject is social studies.
Hi, I'm Brianna Blankenship. I'm a senior. I compete in feature problem solving and written composition.
All right, so you can hand that back to Ms. York. All right, so, and I didn't get a chance to congratulate this group. They actually won our competition, Scholastic Challenge, a few weeks ago. Came in first, you beat, I think it was Meade County that you beat, and just kind of steamrolled your way through that whole competition. I mean, it was pretty impressive. So, but we're really talking about the Governor's Cup competition. For those who may not know, won't you explain a little bit about what Governor's Cup exactly is?
So Kentucky is the state that has the longest organized academic competition in all of America for high school and elementary and middle school students. And Governor's Cup is a variety of different events. Students can participate in the team event of quick recall, which to someone that's not familiar, the best way to describe that is Jeopardy, but on a team with 4 people. There are also toss-ups and bonuses. Students can also take written tests in one of 5 subject areas: mathematics, science, social studies, language arts, and arts and humanities. And then there's also written composition, which is an on-demand argumentative essay written in 90 minutes, and then future problem solving, where the students are given a scenario or a story set about 40 years in the future on a pre-announced topic, and they try to find the challenges that are happening in that, the largest problem, and solutions to that largest problem. And we're really fortunate at Central Hardin to have a great team that works really hard. This past weekend, we won our 6th straight Region 5 championship. They were the quick recall champions, the future problem solving champions, and we also had the individual champion in mathematics, science, social studies, and language arts. And then a number of our students are going on. The top 5 students in each written area go on, and the top 2 teams go on in quick recall and FPS to state.
Perfect. And so, each one of you came in first in your particular category, is that right? Or
No.
Well, one of the great things about our team is iron sharpens iron. So, for example, Lindy and Zach and Sophia are all 3 of our social studies players. So we came in first, second, and third.
Gotcha. Okay. Did you want to say something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say all of our returning players placed this year, which was really good. I was social studies champion and language arts champion, and then Sophia was second in language arts and third in social studies, and then Zach was second in social studies and 5th in math. So, like, we all have this history of coming back and placing every year, and I'm really proud of that.
Lindy is right. All of our returning players that competed at Region, we can only have 3 people compete in each subject. So some of our freshmen probably would compete if they were on other teams, but you know that we only have so many spots. But all of our returning players are going on to state in their subject areas, and we have multiple players. Lindy, Zach, Sophia, and also Cameron Miller, who's at Gatton and not here, are going on to state in 2 individual subjects. And then the FPS team has been the region champions for a number of times too. They were top 10 in the state last year, and we hope to repeat that performance at state.
Well, I think you have probably a very good chance considering. So I'll just throw this out to anyone who wants to answer it. How do you prepare for this kind of competition that could, especially like quick recall, it could be any number of questions that you could be asked for subjects?
Yeah, so there's a very broad range of things that can be asked about, especially if you have 2 subjects, not just 1 to study for. So it's really like that idea of getting 10,000 hours of studying. I've probably done even more than that. And you just have to kind of start as a freshman and work really diligently, and then hope that that will just continue to build up, and your skills will, just kind of pay off in the future. So there's kind of like a lot of like upfront perseverance and stuff that has to happen for you to be successful. So I probably study my Quizlet sets and like take notes like every single day, even if it's just a tiny amount, to kind of further my studies. And then I usually study quite a bit when I have free time, which never really exists, but when I don't have things going on, I'm like studying really hard. So
Perfect. Anybody else want to answer that, or is that sum it up how you all kind of study for this, or?
So my competition's a little bit different. Each year we get different topics, so we have to learn new things every single year, 3 times a year, and also just strengthening our writing. But one thing I think our FPS team has over a lot of the other FPS teams is part of how we get ready is we learn who each member is. You learn how to interact with your other people and who's going to do who's going to do what. And that's something I think our FPS team has over a lot of the other teams, is we work on that team building and that interconnection with each other.
You want to answer?
To sort of build on what Brianna said for her FPS in our quick recall, as a quick recall team, we spend at least 6 hours a week with each other and just really getting to know each and every player, not just for their subjects, but what they do outside of school, and what they're truly interested in is really how we built a strong connection and a stronger team.
Great. Well, it shows. I think I've been handling our Scholastic Challenge show for the last 3 years, and I think you guys have won all 3 years that I've been doing this. So very impressive, and congratulations on that, and good luck in the state. So I've been to a couple little schools that have participated in the Governor's Cup, middle schools. I went to James T. Alton, and I went someplace else that I can't remember where I went. Oh, Bluegrass Middle, to ask how they did. They both did well in I guess it was the regionals for them also. So as I did with them, I'm going to ask you a few questions, kind of similar to what you may have encountered when you were on our Scholastic Challenge show, just to see how sharp you are this morning. Okay?
And these are questions from state in a previous year. So
Yes, so these are pretty difficult. These are no fluff questions here. I'm going to butcher these names, so just kind of bear with me here. But you guys ready? You excited about this? I know I am. So you can confer among yourselves, or if somebody has the answer, you could just raise your hand and blurt it out. All right. Number 1, as the title character of this play nears his murder, Cassandra has a vision of a human slaughterhouse awash in blood. The play, along with the libation bearers and the Eumenides, makes up the Oresteia trilogy. Identify this play by Aeschylus. Who centers on a character murdered by his wife, Clemenstra.
Agamemnon.
Yes, correct. Congratulations. All right, that wasn't too difficult, was it? Charles Darwin studied these organisms extensively and noted that they are nearly all native to areas with low nitrogen content soil. Examples include the bladderwort, sundew, and pitcher plant. What kind of plants get part of their nutrients by consuming other organisms, usually insects?
Carnivorous plants. Carnivorous plants?
Correct. I would also accept insectivorous plants. Never heard of that. All right, good so far, 2 for 2. Question number 3. This group the group that started this uprising is thought to have originated in the 8 Trigram Society. The group called itself the Qing Dynasty in an effort to force foreigners out of the country. What 1900 uprising in China was named after the group called the Righteous and Harmonious Fists?
Boxer Rebellion?
Correct. 3 for 3. Good job. All right, question number 4. This early 20th century author wrote the detective novels Unraveled Knots and Lady Molly of Scotland Yard. Her masterpiece sees Sir Percy Blakeney smuggle aristocrats to safety during the French Revolution. Name this author of the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Ortsy.
That's right, Baroness Emuska Ortsy. 3 for 3, 4 for 4 actually. All right, so this is the last one. It's kind of a math question, but I think you'll get it without calculators or anything. A linear relationship exists between the variables x and y, and the equation of the least squares regression line is y hat equals 4 minus 7x. For x equals 1, the observed value of y is 7. What is the value of the residual when x equals 1? I butchered that horribly.
Can I help?
Yeah, go right
I
ahead.
think maybe I remembered that better. So, what was the value that they said was 7 and then 1? So -3 was the expected. So 7 minus 10.
Correct.
I'm doing it in my head with no paper.
I would
Correct.
also like to add a disclaimer to that
Yeah.
last math question. Our primary science player is at Gatton right now, so we do know some mathematics.
Okay, but they're more stronger in that than you guys are.
And it
huh?
is hard to do that without paper. So.
Yeah, maybe that was a little unfair. I'll ask one more question, okay? Barocci and Correggio use this technique, which is exemplified by works such as John the Baptist and Virgin of the Rocks. It is accomplished with subtle graduations of color that gradually change from light to dark, without the use of clear borders or lines. What art technique, seen in the eyes of the Mona Lisa, gives the appearance of smokiness or haziness?
Sfumato.
Sfumato, that's actually correct. 6 for 6. Very impressive. All right. See, that wasn't bad at all, was it? But now you guys know a little bit about what you're going to be expecting to face at state. All right. Well, that's all I had. Thank you so much for doing this, and congratulations again, and good luck. And we'll maybe get you back on later in the year whenever we have the results and interview you again. And if anybody here is coming back next year for Scholastic Challenge, are we seniors here all? Are you seniors?
I'm a junior.
Okay, so you'll probably be back next year. Looking forward to again to do Scholastic Challenge next year.
We look forward to it. We're thankful that you all provide us that opportunity. And Hardin County Educational Television does a great job of supporting academic competition in our area and in our region by providing us another chance to play with Scholastic Challenge. So we're thankful for that.
Oh, you're welcome. And I love to do it. I mean, not just Scholastic Challenge, but we have 2 other levels also. Whiz Kids for elementary school kids, and then Knowledge Masters for middle school kids. So we love doing that, and hopefully we'll continue to do that for a long time to come. All right. Thanks for joining us.